I'm here at Retro Expo in beautiful Plano, Texas. We're joined here with Mr. Scott Freeland. How you doing today, Mr. Scott?
Terrific. It's been a lot of fun out here today.
Yes, it has. You've got a lot of vintage stuff from the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, all the retro goodness, some of the old school stuff. You got something really cool here. Let's start with that first.
What this is, and I had to make the box, but the last time I found, it's a comic book space set, and the very last time I found an ad for this was July of 1953. And so it took me quite a while to put everything together.
That is gorgeous. You got all the sci-fi goodness. Let's see what we got.
Yes. You'll have the pieces in here like these that were done on a strip. Rockets, the space people. In this envelope here, I have like the original parts list as to what the pieces were and how many there were in each set. It's just very, very poorly executed material, but...
Is that like a styrene type plastic or something like that? Or?
Yeah, the very early hard plastic.
And you had, I guess, mail away for this, and they sent it to you, I guess, right?
Yeah, it was like one of the comic book mail-aways. And a number of years ago, I don't know why, I guess because I grew up in that era, I started looking for all the different comic book play sets. And everybody finds, you know, the Army Men and the Romans, the Revolutionary set. But there were other sets that were more unusual, like this especially. There was a circus set that only came with 12 figures and then cardboard punch-outs. That was only made for about 6 months. And then also the pirate set, I have all of those complete and in the box. So now, and the circus set didn't even come in a box. That came in a mailer, like a large envelope. But yeah, it came with 12 Nasco circus figures.
That's totally dope. This, how much, I mean, if you had to guess on the collector market, what would that be worth? I mean, is it kind of priceless or is it worth it? What do you think, man?
You know, I really don't know what to say because it's the only complete one I know of, and it took me years to assemble all the parts. Although I have been offered, I've showed that to 2 other vendors out here, and have been offered over $800 for this set. But they're way off. The Zippy has not worn off for Grandpa Scott yet. So.
I wouldn't sell it. It's totally cool, man. It's a totally cool set. In my opinion, it's priceless. You've got a lot of other stuff here, like these vintage. You talk about some of these other figures, like these metal figures. Where are these all from?
Now, these are actually German composition. These were all made in Germany in the 1930s. And anything that a person can imagine, the Germans made. Trojans, Huns, American Revolutionary figures, of course in the 30s, German political figures, medieval pieces, German 7 Years' War, just about anything you can imagine. Knights,
very cool.
Romans.
Knights, Viking, Germans. You've got a lot of cool retro kind of atomic age stuff over there, which we talked about yesterday. How did you come around for so much of that? You had a little story you told me. And what era is that exactly? From the 50s, post-World War II? Or?
Yes, but well, your plastics, of course, are going to be post-World War II. But quite a few years ago, I noticed on eBay, someone had a title that said, 10,000 Spacemen, buy it now, $150. And I thought, I don't know anything about spacemen. It went through 2 or 3 cycles. And then I also noticed he said, this is 70 pounds. It costs $90 to ship in the lower 48. Okay, $240. I imagine I can sell that. And anything you can imagine that was not an Army man was in there. There were a lot of Gulliver Marvel figures in there. There were about 4 dozen Rat Finks. There were Heartland Horribles, if people know what they are, Heartland Farm Implement Company, yeah. There were pieces called Crater Critters, which were Australian cereal giveaways. Dozens and dozens of Archer, Best, Premier Plastics, the early Lido Spaceport figures, the larger ones that they also did for Captain Video. And so I had to purchase some space toy books to actually find out what I had. Yeah.
That's totally cool. And the overall message of all this stuff, what brings you joy? What kind of got you into the passion for all this jazz, man?
Well, I tell you what, when I was a very little boy, you know, kids that have cowboys and Indians, I wouldn't play with them. They had to be frontiersmen. If they didn't have a coonskin cap and a flintlock, I didn't want it. After my mother passed away, I found a photograph that she had taken of me under the dining room table with pioneers and Indians. And way back then, I was maybe 2.5, and I'm 67 now. She wrote on the back of that photo, this game will never end. And it never has.
It's totally awesome.
It's just fun.
It's very, very fun. It's very, very cool indeed. Mr. Scott, it's a pleasure talking with you, sir. You're most welcome. This is Owen at Retro Expo in beautiful Plano, Texas for Sci Fiction and McGill Media, signing off. If you enjoy this video and would like to contribute, go to patreon.com/sci-fiction, where we will be giving away a Star Wars X-Wing Starfighter Lego set when we reach 50 patrons. So make sure you're subscribed so you can join in the discussion as we continue to cover all things sci-fi and beyond. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.